Il bianque dolce cigno cantando muore, ed io piangendo giungo al fine viver mio. Ed io piangendo giungo al fine viver mio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our world. Be not alarmed just yet about the language. Some people hear Shakespeare and freeze like ice. Their English vocabulary thrown out the window. They look like deers in headlights. Just breathe. We will help you understand the story. And that's what really matters in the end. Let me introduce the people of this world. A word of caution must be mentioned here, for you may not know the dangers of this world. For these two families have fought a war. And after King Henry was taken, he was killed. His wife, Queen Margaret, has been mourning ever since. She does so in the palace, even though she's banished. The family of York now holds the crown. King Edward reigns, but he can't be here tonight. So we'll just have to gossip behind his back. He has two brothers, George, and Richard. We also call them Clarence, and the Duke of Gloucester. Now, you may have had some wine and feared to see double, but we have, in fact, two Richards here tonight. Now, I know it's called Richard III, but we decided to keep it at two. They were brought into this world by the Duchess of York, an absolute babe in her time, but, well, about 70 now. Let us move on to Queen Elizabeth. Some people dislike her, as her father was lowborn. She's married to King Edward, and the mother of three. Edward, Richard, and Elizabeth. And see, this is why we use people's titles. She has another son, but Dorset, he's just noble. See, not everyone in this place is royal. Rivers is a brother of the Queen, and sees himself as quite the gentleman. In the back, we have Buckingham. And he might be mad that I introduced these two before him. A high-born man, and on the side of Richard. Oh, shit. Oh, my. I forgot Lady Anne. Married to Edward. Not that Edward or this Edward, but a third Edward. Married to Edward, son of Queen Margaret. He was dragged out of the church in Tewkesbury and killed on the spot. And, well, they're still mad about it. Some people will play two parts. Others, even three. So, please, when they transform themselves, bear with us, that they will introduce their names smoothly throughout the play. But yet, my name has not been mentioned. I'm Stanley, Lord of Derby, at your service. I'm wealthy and powerful too, and, well, good looking, but you've already seen that. Good luck with them. They are a handful.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York. And all the clouds that loud upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front.
And now, instead of mounting bonnet steeds, to frighten souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber, to the lascivious pleasings of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sport of tricks, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time, into this breathing world, scarce half made up. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover, I am determinate to prove a villain.
Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate, the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous,
This day should Clarence closely be mewed up about a prophecy which says that G, of Edward's heirs, the murderer shall be.
thy thoughts down to my soul,
Here Clarence comes.
Brother, good day. What means this armored guard that waits upon your grace?
His Majesty, tendering my personal safety, have appointed this conduct to convey me to the Tower,
Upon what cause?
because my name is George.
Alack, my lord, that fault is none of yours. But what's the matter, Clarence, may I know?
Yet which of an I know, for I protest, as yet I do not, but as I can learn, he hearkens after prophecies and dreams, and from the crossroad plucks the letter G, and says the wizards told him that by G, his issue disinherited should be. And for my name of George begins with G, it follows in the sport that I am he. These, as I learn, and such like toys as these have moved his highness to commit me now.
Why, this it is when men are ruled by women. It is not the king that's entered to the tower. It is the queen, his wife, Clarence, 'tis she. We are not safe, Clarence, we are not safe.
By heaven, I think there is no man secure. With the queen's kindred and night-walking heralds that trudge betwixt the king and Mr. Shore.
I'll tell you what, I think it is our way, if we will keep in favour with the king, to be her men and wear her livery.
I beseech your grace as well to pardon me. His Majesty has straightly given in charge that no man shall have private conference of what degree soever with his brother.
Even so, and please your worship, Brackenbury, you may partake of anything we say. We say the king is wise and virtuous. Can you deny this?
I do beseech your grace to pardon me, and withal, forbear your conference with the noble duke.
Never charge, Brackenbury, and will obey.
We are the queen's abjects and must obey. Brother, farewell. I will unto the king, and whatsoever you may employ me in. Were it to call King Edward's widowed sister, I will perform it to enfranchise you.
Meantime, this deep disgrace in brotherhood touches me deeper than you can imagine.
I know it pleases neither of us well.
While your imprisonment shall not be long.
I must perforce. Farewell.
Go tread the path that thou shalt ne'er return. Simple, plain Clarence, I do love thee so, that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven.
Who comes here, the little Hastings?
Good time of day and to my royal grace.
As much as to my good Lord Chamberlain. How hath your lordship brooked imprisonment?
Patience, noble lord, as prisoners must. But I shall live, my lord, to give them thanks that were the cause of my imprisonment.
No doubt, no doubt. And so shall Clarence too, for they that were your enemies are his.
More pity than the eagles should be mute, while kites and buzzards prey at liberty.
What news abroad?
The king is sickly, weak, and melancholy. His physicians fear him mightily.
Now by St. John, this news is bad indeed. 'Tis very grievous to be thought upon.
Where is he now, in his bed?
He is.
Go you before, and I will follow you.
He cannot live, I hope.
And must not die, till George be back with post-horse up to heaven. I'll aim to urge his hatred more to Clarence, with lies well steeled with weighty arguments. And if I fail not in my deep intent, Clarence hath not another day to live.
Which done, God take King Edward to his mercy, and leave the world for me to bustle in. For then I'll marry Warwick's youngest daughter. What though I killed her husband and her father? The readiest way to make the wench amends is to become her husband and her father. The which will I, not also much for love.
And yet I run before my horse to market. Clarence still breathes, Edward still lives and reigns.
When they are gone, then must I count my gains.
I a while obsequiously lament. The untimely fall of virtuous Lancaster. Poor key-called figure of a holy king. Pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost, to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, thy slaughtered son. Cursed be the hand that made these halls, cursed the blood that let this blood from hence.
Stay you that bear the corpse and set it down.
Upon thou dreadful minister of hell, thou hadst the power of his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake hence, and trouble us not. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries.
Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman, of these supposed crimes to give me leave by circumstance, but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe diffused infection of a man, of these known evils, but to give me leave by circumstance to accuse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name thee. Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Oh Lord, then heart can think thee. Thou canst make no excuse current but to hang thyself.
Say that I slew them not.
But dead they are, and devilish slave by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
Why then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead and slain by Edward's hand.
And thou foul throw thy lies, Queen Margaret saw thy murderous falchion smoking in his blood.
I was provoked by a slanderous tongue that laid that guilt upon my guiltless shoulders.
Thou was provoked by thy bloody mind, which never thought on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye, yea.
Dost grant me, hedgehog, then God grant me too. Thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed, though he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of Heaven that have him.
He's in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that hope to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
There's one place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
Ill respitted chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did it to help thee to a better husband.
It's better that not breathe upon this earth.
He lives that loved thee better than he could.
Where is he?
Here,
Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake? Out of my sight thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
And would they were, that I might die at once. For now they kill me with a living death.
lo, here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true breast, and let the soul forth that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee.
Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry.
But 'twas thy beauty that provoked me.
Nay, now dispatched 'twas I that stabbed young Edward.
But 'twas thy heavenly face which set me on.
Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
That was in thy rage. Speak it again.
And this hand that for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
Well, well, put up your sword.
Say then my peace is made. But vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
Bid me farewell.
It's more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
I'll have her, but I will not keep her long.
Have patience, madam. There's no doubt His Majesty will soon recover in his accustomed health. Therefore, for God's sake, entertain good comfort, and cheer his grace with quick and merry eyes.
If he were dead, what would betide of me?
No other harm with loss of such a lord.
The loss of such a lord includes all harms.
The heavens have blessed you with a goodly son, to be your comforter when he is gone.
Ah, but he is young, and his minority is put under the trust of Richard Gloucester, a man that loves not me nor none of you.
Is it concluded that he shall be protector?
It is determined, not concluded yet. But so it must be if the king miscarry.
Here come the lords of Buckingham and Derby.
Good time of day and to your royal grace.
Saw you the king today, my lord of Derby.
But now the Duke of Buckingham and I are come from visiting His Majesty.
What likelihood of his amendment, lord?
Madame Good Hope, his grace speaks cheerfully.
God grant him health.
Did you confer with him?
Aye, madam, he desires to make atonement betwixt the Duke of Gloucester and your brothers, and sends to warn them to his royal presence.
Would all were well, but that will never be. I fear our happiness is at its highest.
They do me wrong, and I will not endure it. Who is it that complains unto the king? That I, forsooth, am stern and love them not?
Because I cannot flatter and look fair. Smile in men's faces, smooth deceive and cog. I must be held a rancorous enemy.
To whom in all this presence speaks your grace?
To thee who has more honesty nor grace. When have I injured thee? When done thee wrong? Or thee or any of your faction?
Brother Gloucester, you mistake the matter. The king, of his own royal disposition, aiming the like at your interior hatred, which by its outward action shows itself, makes him to send that he may learn the ground of your ill will, thereby to remove it.
Cannot tell the world has grown so bad. As every Jack became a gentleman, as many gentle person made a Jack.
Come, we know your meaning, Brother Gloucester. You envy my advancement and my friends. God grant we may never have need of you.
Meantime, God grant that we have need of you. Our brother is imprisoned by your means.
I never did incense his majesty against the Duke of Clarence, but have been an earnest advocate to plead for him.
You may deny that you were not the cause of my Lord Hastings' late imprisonment.
She may, my lord, for
She may, Lord Rivers, why who knows not so? She may do more, sir, than denying that. She may help you to many fair preferments, and then deny her aiding hand therein, and lay those honours on your high regards. What may she not? Why, marry may she?
what marry may she?
What marry may she? May with a king, a bachelor and a handsome stripling too.
My Lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blunt upbraidings and bitter scoffs. By heavens, I will acquaint his majesty with these gross taunts I've often endured. I'd rather be a country servant maid than a great queen with this condition. To be thus taunted, scorned, baited at. Small joy have I in being England's queen.
What threats you me with telling of the king?
Out, devil! I remember them too well. Thou slew my husband Henry in the Tower, and Edward my poor son at Tewkesbury.
You were queen, I, or your husband king. I was a pack horse in his great affairs,
A murderous villain, and so still thou art.
to fight on Edward's party for the crown. In all which time you and your husband Grey were factious for the house of Lancaster, and Rivers so were you.
My lord of Gloucester, in those busy days, which here you urge to prove us enemies, we followed then our lord, our sovereign king. So should we you, if you should be our king.
If I should be, I'd rather be a peddler, far be it from my heart.
The thoughts thereof.
As little joy, my lord, you suppose you should enjoy were you this country's king. As little joy you may suppose in me, that I enjoy, being queen thereof.
Aye, little joy enjoys the queen thereof. For I am she, and altogether joyless. If not that I am queen, you bow like subjects. Yet that by you deposed, you quake like rebels. Oh, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight?
And curses pierce the clouds, and the heavens. And I, you way dull clouds to my quick curses, though not by war, by surfeit, die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. Thyself a queen, for me that was a queen, outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayst thou live to wail thy children's death. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorset, you were standers by, and not alone Lord Hastings thou wast there. When my poor Edward was stabbed with bloody daggers, God pray that you won't live your natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off,
Have done, thou charm, thou hateful withered hag.
and leave out thee. Stay, dog, or thou shalt bear death. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it till thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. Thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take thee traitors for thy dearest friends. The rag of honor, thou detested, make a barrier to my cause.
'Tis done by me and ends in Margaret.
Thus have you breathed your curse against yourself, oh painted queen, a flourish of my fortune. Why strewest thou sugar on the bottle's finder, whose deadly weapons snarled thee about? Fool, fool, thou wast denied to kill thyself.
False boding woman, end thy frantic curse, lest to thy harm thou move our patience.
Full shame upon you. You have all moved mine.
Were you well served,
Peace.
you would.
Peace. Shame. Not for charity.
Princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand. Thy garments are not spotted with our blood, nor thou within the compass of my curse.
You are no one here, for curses never pass the lips of those that breathe them in the air.
Buckingham, beware of yonder dog. Look, when he falls, he bites, and when he bites, his venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have not to do with him. Beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks on him.
What does she say, my lord of
You
Buckingham?
don't think that I respect my noble
Oh,
lord.
what dost thou scorn me from my gentle counsel, and soothe the devil that I warn thee from? Oh, but remember this another day, when he shall split thy very heart with sorrow, and say, oh, Margaret was a prophetess. Live each of you, the subjects to his hate, and he to yours, and all of you to God's.
My hair doth stand an end to hear her curse.
And so doth mine. I muse why she's at liberty.
I cannot blame her, by God's holy mother. She hath had too much wrong, and I repent my part thereof that I have done to her.
I never did her any to my knowledge.
Yet you have all the vantage of her wrong.
Madam, his majesty doth call for you, and you, your grace, and you, my noble lords.
Catesby, we come. Lords, will you go with me?
Madam, we will attend you.
I do beweep too many simple girls, namely to Hastings, Derby, Buckingham, and tell it is the Queen and her allies which stir the King against the Duke my brother. Now they know it, and withal wet me, to be revenged on Rivers, Vaughan, and Bray. But then I sigh, and with the peace of Scripture, Tell them that God bids us do good for evil, and seem a saint when most I play the devil.
But soft, here come my executioners.
How now, my stout resolving mates? Are you now going to dispatch this deed?
We are, my lord, and have come to take the warrant, that we may be admitted to our
Well thought upon, I have it here about me. I like you lads, about your business straight.
Go, dispatch.
We will, my noble lord.
Why looks your grace so heavily today?
Oh, I have passed a miserable night, so full of fearful dreams, of ugly sights.
What was your dream, my lord? I pray you tell me.
Methought that I had broken from the tower, and in my company my brother Gloucester, who from my cabin tempted me to walk upon the hatches whence we looked toward England. Methought that Gloucester stumbled, and in falling, struck me that for to stay him overboard into the tumbling billows of the main. O Lord, methought what pain it was to drown, what sights of ugly death within mine eyes.
Awaked you not in this sore agony?
Oh no, my dream was lengthened after life. Oh, then began the tempest to my soul. A shadow like an angel with bright hair, dabbled in blood, and he squeaked out aloud, Clarence is come, false, fleeting, perjured Clarence, that struck me in the field by Tewkesbury. Seize on him, furies, take him to your torment. Such hideous cries, that with the very noise, I trembling waked, and for a season after, could not believe but that I was in hell.
No marvel, lord, though it affrighted you. I promise I am afraid to hear you tell it.
Brackenbury, I have done those things that now bear evidence against my soul, for Edward's sake, and see how he requites me. Keeper, I prithee, sit by me a while. My soul is heavy, and I fain would sleep.
I will, my lord. God give your grace good rest. Princes have but their tithes for their glories, and outward honour for an inward toil.
Ho! Who's here?
Who art thou, and how camest thou hither?
We would speak with Clarence, and we can be there on our leg.
Let him see our commission.
I am in this commanded to deliver the noble Duke of Clarence to your hands. I will not reason what is meant hereby, for I will be guiltless of the meaning. There lies the Duke asleep, and here the key.
What? Shall we stab him as he sleeps?
No, then he will say it was done cowardly when he wakes.
When he wakes? Why, fool! He shall never wake, till judgment day.
Why, then he will say we stabbed him sleeping.
The urging of that word judgment has bred a sense of remorse in me.
What, aren't thou afraid?
Not for killing him, having a warrant for it, but to be damned for killing him, for which no warrant can defend me.
Just remember our reward when the deed is done.
Zounds, he dies. I had forgot the reward.
Where is thy conscience now?
If Duke of Gloucester's purse.
So when he opens his purse to give us our reward, thy conscience flies out. Ha! Sir, better strike.
No! First, let's reason with you.
Where are thou, keeper? Give me a cup of wine.
You shall have wine enough, my lord. Anon.
In God's name, what art thou?
A man, as you are.
Who sent you hither? Wherefore do you come?
To
To murder me.
Aye,
You scarcely have the hearts to tell me so, and therefore cannot have the hearts to do it. Wherein, my friends, have I offended you?
Offended us you have not, but the king.
I shall be reconciled to him again.
Never, my lord. Therefore, prepare to die.
Erroneous vassal, the great king of kings, hath in the tables of his law commanded that thou shalt do no murder. Will you, then, spawn at his edict and fulfill a man's? Take heed, for he holds vengeance in his hands to hurl upon the heads that break his law.
And that same vengeance doth he hurl on thee, for false forswearing, and for murder too.
How canst thou urge God's dreadful love to us, when thou hast broke it in so dear degree?
Alas, for whose sake did I that ill deed? For Edward, for my brother, for his sake. Why, sirs, he sends you not to murder me for this, for in this sin he is as deep as I.
Thy brother's love, our duty, and thy fault provoke us hither now to slaughter thee.
If you love my brother, hate not me. I am his brother, and I love him well. If you be hight for meat, go back again, and I will send you to my brother Gloucester, who shall reward you better for my life than Edward will for tidings of my death.
You are deceived. Your brother Gloucester hates
Oh,
you.
do not slander him, for he is kind.
Right, as snow in harvest, come, you deceive yourself. 'Tis he that sends us to destroy you here.
Make peace with God, my lord, for you must die.
Relent and save your souls.
Relent! 'Tis cowardly and womanish.
Not to relent is beastly, savage, devilish. My friend, I spy some pity in thy looks. Oh, if thine eye be not a flatterer, come thou on my side and entreat for
My
me.
lord, look behind you!
And that! And if this will not do, I will drown you in the Malmsey butt within. How now? How comest thou help me not? What happened to Duke so know how slack you've been?
I wish you knew that I had saved his brother. Take vow with me and tell him what I say.
So do not I go coward as thou art! And I'll go hide the body in some hole. And when I have my meat, I will away. For this will out, and here I cannot stay.
Who shall hinder me to wail and weep, to chide my fortune and torment myself,
What means the scene of rude impatience?
to make an act of tragic violence? Edward, my lord, thy son, our king is dead. How grow the branches now the root is withered? If thou who live, lament. If die, be brief, that our swift-winged souls may catch the king's, or else, like obedient subjects, follow him to his new kingdom of ne'er-changing night.
Thou art a widow, yet thou art a mother, and hath the comfort of thy children left thee. But death has snatched my husband from mine arms, and plucked 2 crutches from my feeble limbs. She for an Edward weeps, and so do I. I for a Clarence weep, so doth not she.
Comfort, dear mother, God is much displeased that you take with unthankfulness his doing.
Bethink thee, Basil, like a careful mother. The young prince, your son, send straight for him. Let him be crowned. In him your comfort lives. Drown desperate sorrow in dead Edward's grave, and plant your geodes in living Edward's throne.
Sister, have comfort. All of us have cause to wail at the dimming of our shining star, but none can cure their harms by wailing them.
Madam, my mother, I do cry your mercy. I did not see your grace. Humbly on my knee I crave your blessing.
God bless thee and put meekness in thy mind, love, charity, obedience, and true duty.
Amen, and make me die a good old man. That is the butt end of a mother's blessing. I marvel why her grace did leave it out.
Though we have spent our harvest of this king, we are to reap the harvest of his son. Meseemeth good that with some little train, forthwith from Ludlow the young prince be fed, hither to London to be crowned our king.
I hope the king make peace with all of us, and the compact is firm and true in me.
And so in me, and so I think in all. Yet, since it is most green, it should be put to no apparent likelihood of breach, which haply by much company might be urged. Therefore, I say, with noble Buckingham, that it is meet so few should fetch the prince.
And so say I.
And be it so, and go we to determine who they shall be that straight shall post to Ludlow. Madam, and you, my sister, will you go to give you censures in this business?
With all our hearts.
My lord, whoever journeys to the prince, for God's sake, let not us two stay at home.
I as a child will go by thy direction. Towards Ludlow then, for we'll not stay behind.
Last night I hear they stay at Stone Stratford, and they do rest at Northampton tonight. Tomorrow or next day, they will be here.
I long with all my heart to see the prince. I hope he is much grown since last I saw him.
Oh, but I hear no. They say my son of York has almost overtaken him in his growth.
Here comes Messon with news.
Such news, my lord, as grieves me to unfold.
How fares the prince?
Well, madam, and in health.
What is thy news?
Lord Rivers and Lord Grey are sent to Pomfret. They are prisoners.
Who hath committed them?
The mighty Dukes of Buckingham and Gloucester.
For what offence?
The sum of all I can I have disclosed. Why, and for what reason the nobles have been committed is as beknownst to me, my gracious lady.
For me, the tiger now hath seized the gentle hind. I see, as in a map, the end of all.
Cursed and unquiet wrangling days, how many of you have mine eyes beheld? My husband lost his life to get the crown, and often up and down my sons were tossed, for me to joy and weep their gain and loss. And being seated and domestic broils make war upon themselves, brother to brother. Blood to blood, self against self were preposterous, and frantic outrage end thy damned spleen.
I with my boy we will to sanctuary.
I'll go
Madam,
along
farewell.
with you.
You have no cause.
Go, I'll conduct you to the sanctuary.
The young Prince Edward has arrived from Ludlow, and straight into the tower is he taken. As for the bishop and his noble deed to pluck young Richard from his mother's arms, the queen is sonless in her sanctuary. He reunited with his brother there.
The loving uncle will visit them quickly.
Yes, you so wish, my noble lord. Come hither, Catesby. Catesby. Come hither. Thou knowst our reasons urged upon the way. What thinkst thou? Is it not an easy matter to make William Lord Hastings of our mind for the instalment of this noble duke?
He for his father's sake so loves the prince, that he will not be one to aught against him.
What thinkst thou then of Stanley? What will he?
He will do all in all as Hastings doth.
Well then, no more but this. Go, gentle Catesby, and as it were afar off, sound thou Lord Hastings. How doth he stand affected to our purpose? Summon him tomorrow to the town, to sit about the coronation. If thou dost find him tractable to us, encourage him, and tell him all our reasons. If he be leaden, icy cold, unwilling, be thou so too, and so break off your talk. and give us notice of his inclination. For we tomorrow hold divided councils, wherein thyself shalt highly be employed.
Commend me to Lord William. Tell him, Catesby, his ancient knot of dangerous adversaries tomorrow are let blood at Pomfret Castle.
Good Catesby, go. Effect this business soundly.
My good lords both, with all the heed I can.
My lord, what shall we do if we perceive Lord Hastings shall not yield to our complots?
Cut off his head, man, somewhat we will do. And look, when I am king, claim thou of me the earldom of Hereford and the movables, whereof the king my brother was possessed.
I'll claim that promise at your grace's hands.
And look to have it yielded with all kindness. Come, let us sup betimes, which afterwards we may digest our complots in some form.
My lord, who knocks? Mark from not standing. First, he commends him to your noble self. He dreamt the night the bull had raised his helm. Besides, he says there are 2 councils kept, that may be determined at the one, and may make you and him to rule at the other. Therefore, he sends to know your lordship's pleasure, if you would presently take horse with him, and with all speed post towards the north.
Go, fellow, go, return unto thy lord. Bid him not fear the separated council. His honour and myself are at the one, and at the other is my good friend Catesby, whereof nothing shall proceed that toucheth us, whereof I shall not have intelligence. Go, bid thy master come and ride to me.
I'll go and tell him what you say.
Many good morrows to my noble lord.
Good morrow, Catesby, you are early stirring. What news in this our tottering state?
'Tis a reeling world indeed, my lord, and I believe 'twill never stand upright, till Richard wear the garland of the realm.
How, wear the garland? Dost thou mean the crown?
Aye, my good lord.
I'll have this crown of mine cut from my shoulders, and I will see the crown so foul misplaced. But canst thou guess that he doth aim at it?
I on my life and hopes to find you forward, upon his party for the gain thereof. And thereupon he sends you this good news, that this same very day your enemies, the kindred of the queen, must die at Pomfret.
Indeed, I am no mourner for that news, because they have been still mine adversaries. To give my voice on Richard's side, bar my master's heirs in true descent, God knows I will not do it to the death.
'Tis a vile thing to die, my gracious lord, when men are unprepared and look not for it.
Oh, monstrous, monstrous, and so falls it out. With rivers, fawn, grey, and so 'twill do, with some men else who thought themselves as safe, as thou and I, who as thou knowest are dear to princely riches and to Buckingham.
The princes both make high account of you, for they account his head upon the bridge.
I know they do, and I have well deserved it. Come on, where is your boar spear man? Fear you the boar and go so unprovided?
My lord, good morrow. Good morrow, Catesby. You may just on, but by the holy rood, I do not like these several councils I.
I hold my life as dear as you do yours. Think you but that I know our state secure, I would be as triumphant as I am.
The lords at Pomfret, when they rode from London, were jocund and supposed their state secure. But yet you see how soon the day are cast. Pray God, I say, I prove a needless coward.
Come,
What? Showing towards the tower, the day is spent.
come, have with you what you want, my lord. Today the lords you talk of are beheaded.
They, for their truth, might better wear their heads than some that have accused them wear their hats. Let us away, my lord.
Come, bring forth the prisoners.
Sir Richard Ratcliffe, let me tell thee this. Today thou shalt behold a subject die. For truth, for duty, and for loyalty. God keep the prince from all the pack of you.
Dispatch, my lord. The limit of your life is out.
Pomfret, well, bloody prison, fatal and ominous to noble peers. Richard II here was hacked to death. Now Margaret's curse has fallen upon our heads. For standing by when Richard stabbed her son, then cursed she Hastings, then cursed she Richard, then cursed she Buckingham, Remember God. To hear her prayers for them is now for us. And for my sister and her princely sons. Be satisfied, dear God, with my true blood, which, as thou knowest, unjustly must be spilt.
Make haste. The hour of death is. Expiate.
My lords, and once, the cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation.
Are all things fitting for thy royal time?
It is, and wants but nomination.
Who knows the Lord protect their mind herein? Who is most intimate with the royalty?
Your grace, methinks, should soonest know his mind.
We know each other's faces. For our hearts, he knows no more of mine, I of yours. Or I of his, my lord, you of mine. Lord Hastings, you and he are near in love.
Thank your grace, I know he loves me well, but for his purpose in the coronation I have not sounded him, nor he delivered his royal pleasure any way therein. But on the Duke's behalf I'll give my voice, and you, my honourable lords, may name the time, which I presume will take in gentle thought.
For in good time, here comes the Duke himself.
Had you not come upon your cue, my lord, William Lord Hastings had pronounced your part, I mean your voice in crowning of the king.
Then my Lord Hastings, no man might be bolder. His lordship knows me well and loves me well.
I thank your grace.
Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you.
Catesby hath sounded Hastings in our business.
And find the testy gentleman so hot?
As he will lose his head, give consent.
Withdraw you hence, my lord, and I'll follow.
We have not yet set down this day of triumph. Tomorrow, in mine opinion, is too sudden, for I myself am not as well provided as else I would be were the day prolonged.
I pray you all tell me what they deserve, that do conspire my death with devilish plots, and damned witchcraft, and that have prevailed upon my body with their hellish charms.
Tender love I bear your grace, my lord, makes me most forward in this princely presence to doom the offenders whatsoever they be. I say, my lord, they have deserved death.
Then be your eyes the witness of their evil. See how I am bewitched, behold mine arm is like a blasted sapling withered up. And this is Edward's wife, that monstrous witch, that by her witchcraft thus hath marked me.
They have done this deed, my noble
If I,
lord.
thou protector of this damned strumpet, thou talkest me of ifs, thou art a traitor. Off with his head.
Now by St. Paul I swear, I will not dine until I see the same.
Ratcliffe,
Look that it be done. The rest,
that love me,
rise and follow me.
Woe, both for England, not all with for me. For I too fond may have prevented this. Stanley did dream the boar did raise its helm, and I did scorn him and disdain to fly. Oh, Margaret, Margaret, now thy heavy curse is lighted on poor Hastings' wretched head.
That, my lord, the limit of your life is out. The Duke would be your dinner. Make short shrift, he longs to see your head.
Bloody wretched, miserable England. Come, lead me to the block. Bear him my head, they smile at me, who shortly shall be dead.
Is Catesby gone?
he is, and see, he brings the mare along.
Lord Mayor,
Just drop it there!
Hark your drum.
Catesby, all at the walls.
Lord Mayor, the reason we have sent...
Look back!
Defend
They
thee!
are enemies!
God and our innocents defend and guard us. Listen, Lord Mayor, the reason we have sent is that we might suspect Lord Hastings had doth a complot. Where is Ratcliffe?
Be patient, for here comes good Sir Ratcliffe.
Here is the head of that ignoble traitor. the dangerous and unsuspected Hastings.
So dear I love the man that I must weep.
I took him for the plainest, harmless creature that breathed upon the earth a Christian.
Would you imagine, or almost believe, or would not that by great preservation we live to tell it you, subtle traitor, this day hath plotted in the council house to murder me and my good lord of Gloucester?
Now fair before you, he deserved his death, and you both, good graces, both have well proceeded to warn the false traitors of the like attempt. And I'll acquaint you to his citizens with all your just proceedings in this cause.
And so, my good Lord Mayor, we bid farewell.
Go after cousin Buckingham.
And tell them when that my mother went with child, of that insatiate Edward, noble York, my princely father that had wars in France, and therefore, by true computation of the time, the issue found that the issue was not his begot.
Doubt not, my lord, of Lady Orator.
If you thrive well, bring them to Baynard's castle, where you shall find me well accompanied with reverend fathers and well-learned bishops.
I go, and towards 3 or 4 o'clock look for the news that the Guildhall affords.
Hi. Hi, how are you? Is everyone good? Good. Hello. Hi.
Welcome, my lord. I dance attendance here. I fear the Duke will not be spoke withal. Casey, what says your lord to my request?
He does entreat your grace, my noble lord, to visit him tomorrow or next day. He is within with 2 right reverend fathers, divinely bent to meditation.
Return, good Catesby, to thy lord again. Tell him, myself, the mayor and citizens, in matters of great moment and deep design, are come to have some conference with his grace.
I'll signify so much unto him straight.
Ah, my lord, you see, this prince is not an Edward. He's not lolling on a new love bed, but on his knees at meditation. Happy were England would this virtuous prince take on himself the sovereignty thereof. But I fear we shall no win him to it.
Oh, God forbid his grace should say us nay.
I fear he will.
I rather do beseech you pardon me, who in the earnest service of my God neglect the visitation of my friends. But leaving this, what is your grace's pleasure? I do suspect I have done some offence.
No, then it is your fault that you resign the supreme seat, the throne majestical, your gracious self to take on you the charge and kingly government of this your land. Not as protector, steward, substitute, but as successively from blood to blood, your right of birth, your empery, your own.
Your love deserves my thanks, but my desert unmeritable shuns your high request. First, if all obstacles were cut away, and that my path were even to the crown, yet so much is my poverty of spirit that I'd rather hide me from my greatness. But God be thanked, there is no need of me. The royal tree hath left us royal fruit, which well become the seat of majesty, and make no doubt us happy by his reign.
This argues conscience in your grace, but the respects thereof are nice and trivial. You say that Edward was your brother's son, so say we too, but not by Edward's wife. Then, good my lord, take to your royal self this proffered benefit of dignity.
Do good, my lord. Your citizens entreat you.
Refuse not, my lord, this proffered love.
Entreat, make them joyful, grant their lawful suit.
Alas, why would you heap this care on me? I do beseech you, take it not amiss. I cannot, nor I will not yield to you.
But whether you accept our suit or no, your brother's son shall ne'er reign our king, but we shall plant some other on the throne, to the disgrace and downfall of your house.
Cousin of Buckingham, and you sage, grave men, since you will buckle fortune on my back, I must have patience to endure the load, though God he knows, and you may partly see, how far I am from the desire of this.
God bless your grace. We see it and will say it.
And I salute you with this royal title. Long live Richard, England's royal king. Amen.
Amen.
When will it please you to be crowned?
Even when you will, for you will have it so.
Tomorrow, then, we will attend your grace. And now so most joyfully take our leave.
Come, let us to our holy work again. Farewell, good cousins. Farewell, gentle friends.
Who meets us here? Why, it is Lady Anne. On pure heart's love, she's wandering to the tower. On pure heart's love to greet the tender princes. Daughter, well met.
God give your graces both a happy and a joyful time of day.
As much to you, good sister. Whither away?
No farther than the tower, and as our guests upon the like devotion as yourselves, to congratulate the gentle princess there.
Kind sister, thanks. We'll enter all together. And in good time here the lieutenant comes. Master Lieutenant, pray you by your leave, how fares the prince and my young son of York?
Right well, dear madam, and by your patience, I may not suffer you to visit them. The king hath strictly charged the contrary.
The king, who's that?
I mean the Lord Protector.
Lord protect him from that kingly title. Hath he set bounds between their love and me? I am their mother, who should bar me from them?
I am their father's mother. I will see them.
Their own time and law and love their mother, then bring me to their sides, I'll bear thy blame, and take thy office from thee on my peril.
No, madam, no, I may not leave it so. I'm bound by oath, therefore pardon me.
Let me but meet you ladies 1 hour hence, and I'll salute your grace of York as mother and reverend looker on of 2 fair queens. Come, madam, you must straight to Westminster, there to be crowned Richard's royal queen.
Spiteful tidings and pleasing news.
Be of good cheer, mother. How fares your grace?
Dorset, speak not to me, get thee gone. Death and destruction dog thee at the heels. If thou wilt outstrip death, go cross the seas and live with Richmond from the reach of hell. Go, hie thee from this slaughterhouse, lest thou increase the number of the dead.
Full of wise care is your counsel, madam. Take all the swift advantage of the hours. You shall have letters from me to my son, on your behalf to meet you on the way. Be not ain't tardy by in wise delay.
O ill-dispersing wind of misery, my cursed wound, the bed of death.
Come, madam, come. In all haste I was sent.
And I in all unwillingness will go.
Go, poor soul, I envy not thy glory. To feed my humour wish thyself no harm.
No, why, when he that is my husband now came to me as I followed Henry's cause. When I say I looked on Richard's face, this was my wish, be thou, quoth I, accursed, for making me so young, so old a widow. And when thou wouldst have let sorrow haunt thy bed, and make thy wife, if any be so mad, more miserable by the life of thee. In proof the subject to my own soul's curse, which hitherto hath kept my eyes from rest, for never yet 1 hour in his bed did I enjoy the golden dew of sleep. That by his timorous dreams was still awake, he will no doubt shortly be rid of me.
Poor-hearted Jew, I pity thy complaining.
No more than for my soul I mourn for yours.
Farewell, thou woeful welcomer of glory.
Adieu, poor soul, that takes thy leave of it.
Go thou to Richmond, and good fortune guide thee. Go thou to Richmond, and good angels protect thee. Go thou to sanctuary, and good thoughts possess thee. I to my grave, where peace and rest lie with me. 80-odd years of sorrow have I seen, and each hour's joy wrecked with a week of teen.
Stay a while and look back with me unto the tower. Pity, you ancient stones, those tender babes that envy hath immured within your walls. Rough cradle for such pretty little ones. So foolish sorrow bids your stones farewell.